Hey, this is Christopher McClure from wholenessgeeks.com. And in this video, I want to teach you the pulse meditation. The context is that this is one of a series of videos. Um, each video is a meditation for one of the Enneagram types. And so this meditation is for the Enneagram type 2. And once again, it's it's a meditation on the meditation object of pulse, the essential, um, the most basic form of that is your heart beating. Now, there's various things that you can meditate on as a meditator. You can meditate on breath. And what I'm saying, there's various things or cycles that are going on in your body that you can meditate on. So breath is one of them. It's one that's you kind of have some control of, you know. Another one that you can meditate on is sensation, feeling the sensation in your body. The sensation you have less control of. And the way I discovered pulse was I was doing a sensation meditation, a Buddhist Vipassana sensation meditation, and I noticed that there was this kind of subset of sensation that I would call pulse. In other words, same way that you can experience your breathing any place in your body. You could breathe like right. You can direct your breath right to the tip of your nose. You can even, in a sense, breathe in and out through the tips of some hairs. You know, um, and sensation is the same way. You can feel sensation anywhere in your body. In your shoulders, your eyes, your fingers, your even in, I experienced when I was doing sensation meditation, which I still do. One time I experienced this was a kind of a bit of a revelatory experience where um, I found myself thinking and then experiencing the sensation of that thinking. Um, well, the same way that you can experience breath and sensation anywhere in your body, you can experience pulse anywhere in your body. And like I said, the heart beating is probably the most obvious, you know, form of the biggest kind of pulse in the body. I've I've noticed that, and you can feel your pulse at various places. Um, and medical professionals, both in the Western and the Eastern traditions, do feel, a patient's pulse that way. I've found that the most obvious way to experience my pulse is in the part of the body that's called the xyphoid process. Now, the xyphoid process is that soft area that's just below the sternum, right? The sternum is kind of like where the two the two sides of your rib cages, they kind of come together, and in a sense there's like a triangle with the apex right at the base of the sternum. Well, right below that base of the sternum, there's a soft place there. And if if I'm a thin guy, if I look in the mirror, if I'm bare chested and look in the mirror, I can actually see my pulse. My skin is actually, like it's moving. But if I put my finger there right now, I can feel my pulse. So I would like to invite you to do that. Go ahead and put your hand there. Doesn't matter what hand. I'm using my left. just put your fingertips there, like your whatever, your middle, ring, whatever fingers feel, but just put it on in that place and see if you can feel your pulse. Okay, so that's going to be our meditation, our essential meditation today. And maybe we're going to do 2 rounds with an expansion of this second round, but let's go ahead and do that meditation for 1 minute and 11 seconds. So basically, the meditation is to put your fingers on your xyphoid process and feel your pulse. And once again, like we've done in the past, if you find that your mind is kind of drifting off, and you notice it, just label it thinking and come back to feeling the pulse in the xyphoid process with your fingers. So here we go. Okay, so what I found about uh, meditating on pulse is that it's a way for me to get in touch with my emotions in a very somatic way, in a very body, grounded in the body kind of way, um, and correspondingly to get in touch with my feminine side. Every human being has a masculine and a feminine side. And for me to get in touch with that feminine side, pulse is a good way to do that. Now, I want to try another meditation, another short meditation, but this time I want to see if you the meditation student in this case, see if you can extend that pulse that you were feeling at the xyphoid process and see if you can feel that anywhere else in the body. See if you can, like let it extend, up into your chest or down into your arm. I mean, when you're feeling, excuse me, when you're feeling the pulse with your fingers, well, then there's actually, like there's 2 points of feeling pulse, your fingers and then the xyphoid process, and maybe you can feel the pulse in between those 2 points. In other words, up your arm and down into your chest. So anyway, you can do that, if you want to put your fingers back on the xyphoid process and feel your pulse that way, or you could just try it, just like see if you can feel the pulse in your body, see if you can feel it, your heart beating, see if you can feel the pulse in the soles of your feet, where they're touching the floor, or where your sits bones are meeting the chair. You see if you can feel the pulse there. Everywhere, see if you can feel the pulse in your blinking eyes, in in your brain. See if you could, excuse me, see if you can, experience your thinking and the corresponding pulse to that, um, or anywhere in your body where you're feeling sensation, right? See if you can actually feel the pulse there. So, in this sense, pulse and sensation are closely aligned, and less so, but still, pulse and sensation are aligned to the breath also. But we want to pretty much focus on pulse. We want to like make that our kind of like our crown jewel, and just like really allow our awareness, our intelligence to just feel that, throughout the body. You feel a pain, a tension. See if you can feel the pulse there. So let's begin. 1 minute and 11 seconds. Okay. So back from that journey, you know, so you might find yourself sort of tensing up in order to feel your pulse. Um, but if that's something you experience, then you just feel the pulse in the sensation. The pulse is like the common denominator of any experience that you're having in your body, including thinking and feelings and sensation. It's you just feel the pulse there, um, and it can have many varieties. It can be a deep, slow pulsing like the heart, or it can be like a rapid kind of you know and it doesn't have to be even either. It can be just like bum 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 bum, 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 depending on where you're feeling it, and or it, the awareness can move very quickly, so it can feel the it can feel like 2 beats over here and then feel 5 beats here. Just allow your awareness to move freely and be flexible and be in a way to be nourished by the pulse. I find the pulse to be a very nourishing meditation object. It's like the I don't know. I guess I think of it as like the Great Mother. It's just and you can bring a lot of kind of sharp attention to it, but essentially there is a sense of surrender. Because I personally don't know how to control my pulse. Maybe there are people who can do that, but I don't know how to do that. But I can be very attentive to my pulse um, anywhere in my body. And it seems like I can experience it outside of my body too. Um, so maybe, and we're not going to do that meditation today. Well, maybe we will. Okay, so here's the third meditation, 1 minute and 11 seconds. So now I want you to see if you can experience pulse outside your body. Not exclusively, but see if you can, you know, if you're looking, at this video, see if you can feel your pulse, on some part of me, in my eyes or, um, you know, wherever. Just like find a shape and see if you can feel the pulse there. And let's just give it a try, and we'll come back and discuss it. Okay. Well, for me, that's definitely, there's a stronger masculine element in projecting that pulse out. Um, and I could actually feel that awareness, exterior awareness, kind of pulling on the interior awareness, like the interior wants to say, hey, don't don't leave me, and and so if I pay attention to that interior awareness saying, hello, don't leave me, then there's like this balance that happens. I think there's what uh, I've come to realize over the years is that there's a certain uh, a frequency, a brainwave frequency called theta, which I think is around like it's like between 3 or 4 and 7 or 8 or something. It's a range, but in that theta state there is this kind of merging of inner and outer. And so perhaps this is, paying attention to pulse both inside and outside your body as a way of developing the experience of theta. So anyway, we did 3 meditations on pulse. First of all, we just felt it with our fingertips at the xyphoid process. Then we tried to feel it throughout our body, and then we actually tried to feel it outside of our body, but still keeping that inner sense happening. This is the meditation that I associate with type 2, and it gets me in touch with my feelings, my emotions, still keeping a somatic experience, and likewise or correspondingly, it gets me in touch with my femininity. So I'd like to hear, your experience. So leave any comments, suggestions. I'd love to hear what this does for you, the pulse meditation. So thanks, Christopher McClure here at wholenessgeeks.com.